In the Name of God. It's Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Time now for Cerebus, issue 226, the 7th chapter of Rick's story. Oh, and this episode marks the 4th anniversary of Sanctuary of Reality. 4 years ago today, I posted my first episode covering the first issue of Cerebus with the intention of doing an issue a day and finishing by April of 2016. Clearly, life got in the way and that didn't quite happen, but thankfully, we're on track to finish up all of Cerebus by the end of August. And then come September, I should be covering another series completely different than this one is. So hopefully you'll stick around and maybe, I don't know, tell some friends to watch me. No, I don't care. Well, I do care. No, I don't care. You know what I mean. Anyway, the point is I have plans for more stuff beyond that, stuff concurrent to that, and yeah, so it's going to be fun, I hope. So stick around. Rick cries and begs for forgiveness from Cerebus as he's failed to tell Joanne to go on, beat it, and scram when she asked him out on a date. Chapter 8 of the Book of Rick tells us what happens next, as Cerebus explains himself that go on, beat it, and scram is to only be used for devils, scorpions, and vipers with large breasts, not for use on all women. The only other option is to sleep with men, and in Chapter 9, Rick understands and explains that he doesn't want to sleep with men, just with devils, vipers, and scorpions with large breasts. Cerebus, dismayed at his lack of getting the point, next relays a parable about himself with Joanne, calling her a lunatic, and how in order to keep her happy he had to be happy at all times, no matter what, until he no longer wanted her around. Chapter 10, Rick understands him again, but brings up the fact that it's a sin in the eyes of Taram to sleep with a woman who isn't your wife. Cerebus explains he merely needs to ask for forgiveness, as Taram forgives those who are worthy of forgiveness. Rick, enlightened, takes the bandage off his head, casts it aside, having been healed by Cerebus's words, and soon departs the tavern to go meet with Joanne. On the way there, he heads through a darkened wilderness area and encounters a burning tree that speaks to him. The voice speaks to Rick, confirming his blessed status, and encourages him to continue to write his book of his coming, but with one correction. He is not Taram. He has one name, and that is God. He finishes by telling him to get some nice duds for his date, puzzling Rick by that terminology. Concurrently, Cerebus's inner reasonable voice claims that Cerebus told Rick it was okay to sleep with a woman who isn't his wife simply because he'd done so himself with Joanne. Cerebus denies this, but the reasonable voice points out that he's presuming to speak for Taram, which is another sin. Just when Cerebus gives in to the browbeating by his reasonable side, another aspect of Cerebus whispers in his ear and reminds Cerebus that he's only ever said Taram forgives those worthy of forgiveness. His thought bubbles get in a fight with the reasonable side thought bubbles, and reasonable retreats just when Cerebus is winning the argument. So Cerebus drinks and laments the fact he's going to end up in the black pit when he dies for all of his sins, and almost ends up there immediately as the black pit begins to open. But Rick shows back up, having changed clothes, bathed, and shaved. Now lucid, Rick thanks Cerebus, who quickly points out that he didn't mean to say Taram forgives fornication. But Rick already knows that, remembering what he said exactly. Before leaving, Rick corrects Cerebus on Taram's name. How will Cerebus react to this revelation? It's another great issue. It's a little slower going than some of the prior ones because it's mostly told through the book of Rick, but it's nonetheless entertaining. Rick learning of God, which supersedes the book's fictional religious figure of Taram, is a moment that's going to have impacts throughout the rest of the run, all the way to the final issue. Especially love the thought bubble battle. That's something I've never seen before, and in today's digital lettering era, I doubt we'll ever see again in such a way, perhaps. So, to celebrate the 4th anniversary of my series, who brought me some presents? C- Kid of Earth 2?
Let me put my puzzler on. No.
No? Bill Sienkiewicz, Alan Moore Comics Journal cover of Earth 18. What about you?
I've got you a jolly old tune. 76 dead rats in the cemetery.
What about you, a certain bumbershoot fella of Earth 2?
Hey there, my present is not doing a video calling you a varmint without proof. You're welcome.
And how about the follically incorrect Neil Gaiman of Earth 2?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. You get a Sandman spin-off, and you get a Sandman spin-off, and you also a Sandman spin-off. There. Happy? Yes, truly.
I really need some better guest stars. Next time, The Last Temptation of Rick.